Lord, now that's been how many years ago? Me and him was married 40-something years. Raised all them kids, and I can't think of everything.
Well, you're doing a great job right now. You're doing a real good job. You told me giving me a wealth of knowledge. Just how things
What
are.
are you gonna do with all that knowledge?
Huh? I'm gonna pass it on, Mama.
You are.
Yeah, I'll pass it on.
I told you not to pass that on.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I'm not even recording this last bit.
Are you recording that or just making out like you ain't?
Trust me, Mama.
I'm not stupid, Tim.
No, you're not.
I may be old, but I ain't that stupid.
Oh, wow.
You can't pull the wool over your eyes, kid.
No.
Do you remember your first Christmas with Papa? Being married? Well, what do you remember about it?
Well, we was in the house with Ruby.
Uh-huh.
We used to know her sister
Yeah.
and her husband, and I don't remember too much. But I know one thing we done.
What's that?
We went up Mama's Christmas Day and eat a big dinner.
Oh,
She
yeah?
always cooked one. But I don't remember too much. But
Did you ever work outside the home?
I threatened to, but I never did. Always had too many kids. I couldn't.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I did work outside. I picked cotton. Yeah, I used to pick cotton in all of the year for people.
Mm-hmm.
Pick cotton for us too.
So you were a cotton picker, huh?
Did you keep it or did you get paid for it?
Got paid for the other people. The people that I picked from.
Tell them about how you used to boil the wash water and wash the pot and all that.
Huh?
Had a lot of clothes to wash too, didn't you?
Let's skip that.
I'll skip
I
that.
see how I
Sure.
done it.
When did you get your first washing machine?
We was living over there on the side of the road. That's what I remember. I don't know if that was your first one, but
Yeah, that was my first.
I think it was.
When did y'all move into this house?
Was it 60?
No, 59, I think. I was
59
13.
or 60.
Wow. So from then, y'all, you had a washing machine then?
Yeah, we had one then. 'Cause I remember on the
And what if you had to feed through the rollers?
Ringer time.
Yeah.
Well, she had cooked on a wood stove until then.
Hmm.
Till we moved over here in this house.
We didn't have
Because
electricity.
I remember building fires in here.
Nothing but lights is all we had. Okay.
We had a refrigerator.
Yeah.
And a little bitty TV screen, not that big.
Kind of like one like I got out.
Okay.
Well, in other words, what I meant was that house wasn't large for
Yeah.
electric stoves.
Uh-huh. But this one was. Who built this home? Jim Walter.
Built the outside.
Built the outside.
And my daddy completed the inside.
So y'all the only ones that ever lived in this home? There's not much over here when y'all moved up here, was there?
Let's see, there was Warren Hoagland's and us, I reckon.
Wink.
And
That old
Wing
house.
Cave, and maybe that house, Catherine.
Yeah, that old house at Catherine's not
About
bad.
3 houses on this hill when we moved there.
Hmm.
Ours made that. Ours might have made 4.
Hmm.
let's see, it was Miss Tidmore's when you turned in, and then the old house of, Catherine's and Wink and Warren's, and then this one.
Anybody live on
Oh,
past
the old
here?
Tidmore house right before you get to Miss Tidmore's.
No, they didn't nobody live
Mm.
back that way.
Were they
Till you
mining?
got over yonder, you know,
Mm.
that road there.
Yeah. Over by the church?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go over there to Miss Love's, I guess it was.
No, McNally's.
Why did people not live between there and here, do you know? Were they mining that, or?
No, they just, see, they just built up.
No.
People just bought land.
Yeah.
Well, Mama didn't years ago, wasn't there a mining camp and all back over in there? Years ago.
Seems like there was, but there wasn't anywhere. Not on this road. There wasn't a mining cap on this road, I don't think.
One on back over there.
That was thin though. Over that way.
Charles has talked about Lehigh having a mining camp over there
Yeah, I think they
years ago.
did. Yeah, 'cause Daddy and Frank used to work there.
Because Charles said he worked over there with his daddy for a few weeks. It seemed like I can remember y'all talking about the mining camp.
That's where Daddy and Frank worked.
There were several houses over there, but it was years ago.
Think back during World War II, if you would. Tell me about, you were, I mean, let's see, World War II, that placed you, what, early 20s? Early 20s? No? Yeah, early 20s. In World War
That was the
II.
one Frank was in.
Yeah. How did they, what did the government do as far as restricting what you bought? You know what I mean?
Oh, everything was rationed.
Rationed. What do you
Yeah.
mean by rationed?
Well, they give you a slip and you could just get so much. And you had to let
Give me an example of what you could buy.
Well, like food and stuff like that, you know.
Uh-huh.
And
Would they only let you buy so much, say, milk? Or was it that specific, or was it
well,
just...
now I don't know about that, Tim, because we always had a cow.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
it sugar and coffee?
Sugar and coffee and stuff like
Yeah.
that's what was rationed.
Oh, okay. What about gasoline?
Yeah, once too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
If you got it.
Was that hard to deal with? The ration?
Yeah, it was.
It was. That's amazing.
If you got gasoline, you had to make it last as long as you could.
Yeah. Well, tell me this. How did y'all get your news
Radio.
during that time? Radio? You remember having a big radio?
No big one.
You ever listen to any radio programs? Old radio programs?
Yeah, I used to listen to the soaps every day.
The soaps. What was the name of the soaps? Do you remember?
Stellar Dallas and heck, I don't know. Bunch of them.
Had to watch your soaps, huh?
Yeah.
Listen to
No,
it, not
listen
watch
to
it.
it.
Listen to it.
Oh, excuse me. Had to listen to them. You got me there.
And music come on and stuff like
Uh-huh.
that, you know.
Oh, I didn't know that.
What about that?
Oh, I don't want to get it, I'm just catching that one.
I can see it in your eyes. Well, you've seen a lot, Grandma.
We've been through some pretty rough times, I'll tell you, but we survived.
Uh-huh. Sure have.
And wasn't any of us sick or nothing like that much.
Yeah.
All
Right.
the kids have colds and things like that. And sometimes pneumonia, but you know, we mostly doctored them at home.
What are some of the home remedies for, say, cough? What's a good home remedy for cough?
Lord, I don't remember, but I used to make it.
Can I tell you what you used
Put a
to
little bit of everything in it, huh?
give us all the time? HQR and sugar.
What is HQR?
Well, it's just a medicine, that's all I can tell
Oh,
you. It's
and
good
nothing
for
like
a lot of different things, but it's good for coughs too.
HQR and sugar. What was the sugar for?
To kill the taste of the HQR.
Still didn't kill it.
So I don't guess the kids complained about coughing very often, did
It was awful.
they?
And
No.
Stoltes.
People did back then, they doctored from home, you know, at
Uh-huh.
home.
Well,
Wait.
Daddy used HQR even on up to right before he died.
Well,
He'd rub it under his nose and breathe it. It'd help open it. You know how Hall's cough drops
Uh-huh.
taste? Well, it was a real strong,
Menthol.
strong. Yeah,
And it
real
would-
strong.
If one of the kids got a real bad chest cold, we'd take a big sag, and what would we mix with it? Something or other, I don't remember. And put it on a flannel cloth and warm it by the fireplace and put it on their chest. Do that ever so often, you know. And Betty, it'd really break the cold up.
Wow.
That's the way we doctored.
I remember right after me and Charles got married, I don't know if you remember or not, but Charles and John got real sick with a chest cold and a head cold. And Mama come down there and helped me doctor.
Yeah.
And we did that. And they was well in a couple of days.
Lord,
They were
I
real
doctored,
sick. Real high fever.
I've doctored Patsy and Bobby's kids like that. A lot of the grandkids like that when they're little and have real bad chest cold.
Yeah. Wow.
You have to put them, you'd have to put those flannel rags on them, cloths on them, you know, and stay so long, and then eventually you'd renew it, you know, put it back on. Put their clothes on over it.
And break it up, huh?
Yeah, break it up.
Well, if you ever had to carry him to the doctor, where would you carry him?
Well, we had a doctor. His name was Doc Bell. He lived up there in that community, back up there where I was raised.
Doc Bell is Wayne Lee's
Stepdad.
stepdaddy.
And that's where Doc Bell lived, where, you know that Lee house over there, where
Lee,
Wayne Lee lived.
You know that house that you were talking about buying that time, the Longins house?
Yeah.
It was the house right next to it.
Oh, okay.
That's where they lived.
Where that church is now?
Well, it's on up there.
It's on the other side.
The church is sitting down towards the front, and the house is right behind it.
Oh,
That was
okay.
Doc Bell's house. Only it was a
So-
lot older than they've redone it.
Okay. So y'all got, so you had a doctor in the community, you could get to the doctor pretty quick.
Did
Yeah.
he make house calls for you?
We was lucky at that.
He would come to
Yeah.
the house with you.
You
Because he
remember?
delivered Frankie and, well, he delivered all of us, didn't he?
End part 4.